What's up, gaming family? This is Sega Man back here with another video. I want to try something a little different that I might want to do. Just a mini series about. There are games I want to talk about that maybe flew under the radar or were underrated, or people just forgot about them. And I have all different types of games from my systems that I have, the different systems that I have, that I would say maybe were underrated or they flew over, people's radar. You know what I mean? So let's get into this, guys. I hope you enjoy this first segment of this. I think I will do a few more, but let's get into it and talk about some of these games I have in my collection. And the first one here, when I first got my original Xbox, this was one of the first games I got. This game got ridiculed a lot. They said it wasn't as good, or it wasn't authentic to the man, the myth, the legend, which was a great man, in all ways, spiritually, physically, And that game is Bruce Lee, Quest of the Dragon, for the original Xbox. I actually, a long time ago, I beat this game. And I just think it got underrated. You know what I mean? I think people at the time ridiculed the game a little bit. Not as much as they ridicule games today. It's ridiculous how people ridicule the games of today. Preferably people constantly picking on Xbox, One and stuff. Some PlayStation games, but let's just be real. It's more Xbox. But anyways, this was a great game. It is by Universal Studios. I enjoyed it. I wish they would have made it back in Pat. But this was a great side-scrolling adventure. And it was a Bruce Lee story, And you could see a little bit of the graphics back there. I thought they did a decent job with this. You know what I mean? And I really enjoyed it. So, if you're interested in any Bruce Lee period, check out this game out for yourself, and then you give me your opinion on it. This was not a bad game. It really wasn't. I thought it was a great game on the original OG Xbox. So if you get a chance, guys, check it out. It's not that bad. Give it a shot. Another game I thought that flew under people's radar, which is a great, different, and unusual game for the PlayStation 2, and I really like this game because I like pinball, and this game is really neat, and it's made by Capcom, which is great. You know what I mean? It was made by Capcom, and it's called Flippinic, I think it is. And it is Ultimate Pinball, and it's a really great game to add to your PlayStation 2. I don't think it's really that much at all. I think I paid $2.50 for it, but it is a really unusual pinball game. I love pinball. Okay, I have a lot of pinball games for all my systems, and this one is really neat for the PlayStation 2. You go through different scenery, to futuristic, through jungles, through water, through snow. I mean, it's just different, and I like games that are different. And I'm really enjoyed this game. And what was really fascinating about it is it was made by Capcom, and I think this is a gem that people passed up. It flew under people's radar, in my opinion. And it is a great game, man. It's a great game. So if you like pinball games, guys, gaming family, check this out. This is a really awesome game to get for your PlayStation 2. I'm pretty sure it's still cheap, but it is a great game for the PlayStation 2, and I love this pinball game. It is a great game. So I didn't really read anything about any people's opinion on it, rating it, or anything like that. But it is a great pinball game. Trust me. If you like pinball games, you like something that's different that has to do with pinball, You know, people using the creators of this, using their imagination. It's a great game. It's a great pinball game. It really is. Check it out. Now, you know I'm an old school. You know I have old school games, and this game is from the creators of Space Invaders, which is an old school classic game. I still love it today. And this is called Space Raiders, and it was only on the GameCube. I think this is a great game. I don't never really hear anything about this game. It might have flew over some people's radar. I think it's fairly cheap today, but it's a different perspective of Space Invaders. Again, it is unique. It's a different style. You're actually you're actually you're a character. You're not a ship. You're a character. You shoot a gun at the invaders. They come towards you. So it is really neat and different. And you can be 3 different characters in this game. It is an awesome game, guys. If you can find this, I'm pretty sure it's cheap. But it is a great game for the GameCube. And it's an unusual game. It's a different perspective, you know, of Space Invaders. You know, it's just neat. You know, it was creative, you know. And this is by Tanyo. And I thought it was really cool. And I believe you could find this pretty cheap, guys. You know, on Amazon, or maybe try to find at your local, you know, game store. You know, your if you have a local game store where you live, you know, maybe you can find it on the cheap. You know, retro game store. Try Cash and Culture if you have one in your area. But it's a great game, and it was only on the GameCube. Really awesome game. Now this game is a newer game. This game was a great game. I beat this game. It didn't fly under anybody's radar because people talked about this game so much and just gave it so much crap. You know what I mean? And I thought it was a great game, and it was ridiculed a lot. I enjoyed it. It was an awesome game, and you don't even have to be into the series to like this game. And it is Crackdown 3 for the Xbox One. This game, Gaming Family, you can't listen to people that didn't even beat the game or played the game. You know, they might have seen things on it. Some people have played it and didn't like it. I won't say that. But this game got so ridiculed so much. And come to find out, there was a lot of people that just didn't play the game. They went by people's opinions on it. You know, like clickbait channels that are out there. But Crackdown 3 is really a good game. You guys, if you're going to be a true gamer, you have to think for yourself. You know what I mean? You can't listen to everybody out there that just tells you games are bad. You know what I mean? And that they might not ever even played it. You gotta, if you have an Xbox One, give this game a chance. Crackdown 3 is a great fun game. It is. It's a fun game. You know, it's like a sandboxy fun game. You blow up. You can blow up stuff. Destruction in it. You climb these high buildings to get agility orbs. I mean, it's a great game, guys. It really is. Give Crackdown 3 a try. You can probably get this game cheap now for your Xbox One. You know what I mean? I think the creators of this, I think they did a pretty good job. Sumo Digital and all those guys, hats off to them. And I love the Crackdown series. It is not a bad game. It really isn't. Trust me, I've played it and beat it. I'm not going to tell you that it's a good game if it isn't. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it is. Now, if you played a game and you played it, you know, for a while and you didn't like it, that's fine. But this game just got so ridiculed so much. It was beyond ridiculous. But Crackdown 3 is a great game, guys. Check it out. I just recently played this game today, actually. This is a back and pack game. You can actually get it free. I believe you can get it free now. This was only on Xbox. And I think this flew under people's radar. And I think it did kind of get ridiculed a little bit. And it had some controversy over it. And that is Too Human. Another great game. I believe that flew under people's radar. I just started playing this today. It uses the Havok engine. Too Human is a mixture of, let's say, Unreal Championship. Has I would say a little bit of like that, and not Gears of War-ish, but it was just a little bit of like Unreal Championship almost. Very sci-fi-ish, very futuristic game, in my opinion, and I love it, and it's a beautiful game. And I'm pretty sure you can find this cheap now. There was one period of time you couldn't find this game because of all the controversy over what they did, and I guess they had to, take these off the shelf. But you can find this game pretty cheap. Too Human is a great game, guys. Give it a chance if you have your 360 still, or if you have original Xbox One. Check it out. It's a pretty decent game for what I've played. It's a beautiful game. It's a little challenging. The camera angles, you have to get used to it. You know what I mean? But it's a great game, and I thought they did a good job on this, man. Microsoft Studios, you know what I mean? Havok engine. Give it a shot, and you can also get this free. Remember, if you have an Xbox One, you can download this for free. So it's definitely worth trying out if you can get it for free. Who's going to refuse free? I mean, come on, gaming family. Awesome. It's not a bad game at all. It's a pretty awesome game to me from what I played. Now, this is a very old school game for the Sega Saturn. You guys know I'm a collector. I don't really hear people talk about this much on YouTube or hear anything much about this game at all. It's a cool concept of a fighting game, and it is Virtual Kids for the Sega Saturn. It is a unique take on Virtual Fighter. Virtual Fighter is my all-time favorite 3D game. I mean, Dead or Alive and all those games are great, but this is Virtual Fighter series is my favorite. I have them all. Even on the PlayStation, I have them all. And it is a great game. It's like a cute 'em beat 'em up, It's different. You know what I mean? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's the first fighting game that had the kids with the big heads in it, but it's a great game to add to your Sega Saturn collection. Now, I don't know if this game is expensive now. It's probably a little bit pricey. I'm not saying that it's not unaffordable, but it's a great game to add to your Sega Saturn collection if you like fighting games. Back in those days, mostly that's what I played. That and shoot 'em ups, If you get a chance and you can pick it up, it is Virtual Kids for the Sega Saturn. I believe this flew under people's radar, or I didn't want to just give it a chance. But it is a great game. Now, this game is also on the Sega Genesis, but I found this game for $1. This is for the original PlayStation, and it is actually a cool it's a shoot 'em up kind of reminds me of Zaxxon. You know what I mean? And it looks really good on the PlayStation 1. You could play your PlayStation 2 on you could play PlayStation 1 games on your PlayStation 2 and even your 3. And it is Viewpoint for the PlayStation. This is a really neat shooter. 3D perspective of Viewpoint. Now, I have Viewpoint for the Sega Genesis. It's not out where I could grab it, I don't think, here on my bookshelf. I think it's behind my other games. But it is a great shoot 'em up. So I like shoot 'em ups on all consoles, and it's really cool graphically. I think they did a pretty good job on it. Now, I don't know if you can find this one on the cheap. And this one is actually in the big case. But if you find it out in a while, give it a shot if you like shoot 'em ups for your PlayStation. I think this game kind of flew under people's radar. I don't really hear much about this game. But it's by Electronic Arts, and it's a great game, guys. Give it a shot. Last but not least here, another game I don't really hear much about, and I think flew under people's radar. A lot of people didn't like these games. This is for the Sega CD. These are those real time games where you have to hit the right button at the right time. But I thought it was very neat what the Sega CD did back in those days. You know, it was just very creative when they made these games, because there's a lot of them out there. And this one I really like. It was really cool. And it is Revenge of the Ninja, a great game for your Sega CD. You know, if you can find this on a cheap, give it a shot. It's kind of like a point and click animated like series, like game. Like it's just really awesome game. I beat it. You could beat these really quick if you do them right. You could. It's like kind of watching, you know, like an anime, and you click. You know, you got to make sure you hit the person at the right time, or you move out of the way. But it is an awesome game in my opinion. And if you have a Sega CD and you can find it a while, check it out. You know, I don't really hear much about this game. You know, but it's a good game for the Sega CD, I believe. I mean, I used to play Sega CD all the time back in the day, man. I mean, I lost hours playing Sega CD. It just brings me back to my nostalgia, you know, days. But check that out. But that's all I got for today, gaming family. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to do more of these games that maybe flew under the radar, or people underrated them and I don't believe they gave them their fair shot. You know what I mean? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. I want to give a shout out to some of my friends on here. Mr. 100, Cool Brother, Hebot, my bro, my homie. You know, K Mega. You know, Carly. Check out her channel. You know, I need to check out. You know, I have a lot of friends on here that do really good videos, and I watch them. And they just have a different perspective on gaming, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? So, you know, like E-Rock, check out E-Rock's channel, the Don King of Xbox, another cool brother. You know what I mean? Randy, you know, he's a cool bro. Check him out. He does different things all the time. He does, like, you know, gaming music, you know, for instance. Different things like that. Shout out to him, you know, and all my subscribers, man. I hope you guys are going to enjoy your weekend coming up here soon. I hope you guys like what you're playing, you know, and just keep gaming, guys. And do what you like in gaming, man, because that's what it's all about, gaming family. All right, and remember, always Xbox for life for Sega Man. Peace.